It was a crisp, cool afternoon on the island of Sodor. Cecil had finished his passenger runs for the day and was becoming very anxious. I really wish I had something to do. I've been done with this run for the better part of an hour already, and it isn't even tea time. Suddenly, Alfred rushed right through the station. Afternoon, Slowpoke. Catch me if you can. Ha 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 ha. Slowpoke? Oh, just you wait and see, Alfred. Cecil became very annoyed. He quickly built up steam. I'm going to catch you! And then he took off down the line right after Alfred. Cecil was racing roughly down the line as fast as he could. His driver called out to him, but he wouldn't listen. Cecil, slow down! You're going to have an accident! I must catch Alfred! I must catch Alfred! Cecil was too busy trying to catch Alfred that he didn't notice that the points were switched onto an old siding. Oh, just you wait, Alfred. Once I catch up to you, I'm going to rip you a new fizzling... The next day, Sir Topham Hatt came to the shed. Cecil was just in an accident and has damaged his front end. I have sent him to the repair yard to be mended. Serves him right for racing down the line at dangerous speeds. Ha! I cannot believe he actually thought he could catch up to me. He had no chance. We now have 2 engines out of commission, as Henry is still bricked up in the Balaku Tunnel. This has upset my arrangements, as now I have to reassign extra work to all of you. Gordon quickly spoke up. Sir, what type of work will we be receiving? Gordon, you will handle the express as usual. Alfred, you will be given Cecil's passenger duties as well as your own. Eagle, you'll be taking care of the heavy goods trains, and Edward, you will be taking on the slow goods trains along with your shunting. If there are any problems with this extra work, please bring it to my attention. Then Sir Topham Hatt walked away. Gordon and Alfred were being very rude. I was worried there for a moment, Alfred. I thought that we were going to be tasked with the goods trains. Why would you ever think that, Gordon? The 2 of us are too proper to handle dirty trucks. I was sure that those useless old steam pots over there were going to receive the goods trains without question. Edward and Eagle were offended. They knew that they were the oldest engines on the railway, but they certainly were not ancient. You 2 should show more respect for us. We ain't that old, and we are still as useful as ever. Well, you have to admit, Eagle, that we aren't as strong or as fast as we used to be, and we are only small mixed traffic engines after all. Edward, you need to get your confidence back, my friend. Honestly, you both should just retire and make room for bigger, faster, stronger, and more elegant engines like myself. You both should rot in the back of an old shed. Eagle ignored him. Edward, it doesn't matter what class or what type of engine we are. It doesn't even matter how old we are either. What matters is that after all of these years, we are still in service and ready to take on any kind of work that comes our way. Edward thought about what he said for a moment, and then spoke. You're right, Eagle. I've got to show everyone that I'm an engine too, and that I have experience as well as skill. Now you've got it. Say, why don't you take on one of my heavy goods trains? You might be surprised by your own strength. Gordon and Alfred couldn't help but laugh. I'm not so sure if that's the best idea. It may be different from what you're used to, but I know for sure that you will get the job done. All right, I'll do it. After all these years, everyone will see that I really am a useful engine. And Edward left the shed that day just a little more cheerful. When Edward arrived at the station, he shunted his train. He backed down onto it and was almost ready to leave. Gordon and Alfred were not convinced. You really think that you can handle a heavy goods train? Edward, you are far too small and weak. Well, I may not be a match for Henry, but I am still going to carry this heavy goods train, and I will not stop until I reach my destination. Huh, don't even try. You should be preserved before it's too late. Before long, Edward began pulling out of the station. He struggled at first, but he soon got the heavy train moving. He won't last very long out on the main line. Oh, please, Gordon, he won't even make it past Wellsworth. Edward puffed on down the line, pulling as hard as he could. The long train was no doubt very difficult for him. Ugh. Ugh. Edward, are you doing all right? Maybe you should take it easy. Driver, if I let up now, we will be very late. I have to keep going. I must show everyone that I could still do regular work. Edward, this isn't even your regular workload. You normally pull much lighter trains than this. Even still, this job must be completed. I am going to deliver it on time. Ugh. Ugh. Edward wanted to keep going, but he was awfully tired. I have to stop. The driver and fireman stepped out to see what was wrong. Edward, are you all right? I have to take a rest. I don't think I have much strength left. Did you damage yourself in any way? No, I'm just tired. What was I thinking? I can't handle heavy goods trains. Gordon and Alfred were right. I am just an old steam pot. I'm no good to the railway anymore. The driver and fireman felt sorry for Edward, but they were not about to let him give up. Now hold on, Edward, you are not an old steam pot. To start, you aren't even that old for a steam engine. You aren't that far down the line yet. Don't listen to Gordon or Alfred or even Cecil. There is no way that you were going to retire anytime soon. You went from sitting in a shed for months at a time, but now you are finally out on the railway once again. You are fulfilling your time as a steam engine. Sure, you may not be the strongest engine, but you have the determination like no other. Out of all of the locomotives on this island, you were definitely the most hardworking. If there is any engine that can finish this delivery, it's you. Let's get these goods to Vicarstown. That's the spirit, boy! The driver and fireman got back in Edward's cab, and presently he started to move again. It took every ounce of steam he had. I've done it! I've done it! You've got it, old boy! You've got it! Well done! Well done! I never lost it, driver. For the first time in a very long time, Edward was proud to be a really useful engine. At last, Edward triumphantly pulled into the yard. He saw Sir Topham Hatt standing on the platform. Edward, what are you doing pulling this heavy goods train? You should be shunting in the yard right about now. I'm terribly sorry, sir. I know I should have been shunting in the yard, but I took on this heavy goods train because I wanted to show everyone that while I may be out of date, I'm still a useful engine. Edward, you don't have to prove to everyone that you're a useful engine because you already are one. You have worked on this railway for quite some time and you have been such an admirable worker. You mustn't believe what the bigger engines tell you. I've realized that now, sir. They just look down on engines like me because of my age and the odd jobs that I do. Well, that will not happen on my railway. I will have a stern word with Gordon, Alfred, and Cecil as soon as he gets back. This made Edward feel better. Now, tomorrow I need you to shunt in the yard just like I told you this morning. No goods trains. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, go on and get some rest. You've worked hard enough for one day. The next day, Edward went to the shunting yard, just like he was told. I must say, it feels nice to take it easy. Well, every engine needs to relax once in a while. Suddenly, the foreman came walking up to Edward and his driver. I have a message from the station master. All right, what can we do for you? I just got word that Gordon burst the safety valve just outside of the Ballyhoo Tunnel. Can you go and help, please? You are the only engine left. The driver turned to Edward. What do you say, old boy? I'll go and try. Then Edward happily puffed away,